Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble, because we have a new king in the Mech Arena Brawler category, and that is Underdogs from developer One Hamsa. Underdogs is the latest entrant into the VR mech combat genre, and it's already making strides that are impossible to ignore. Released on both the Quest Store and Steam, this VR heavyweight is quickly rising to the top spot and has done so to the delight of many in the VR gaming community. With an impressive 9 out of 10 plus very positive rating on Steam, coupled with a 4.8 out of 5 stars showing on the Metastore, it's clear that we have a winner here. In our review, Pete Austin wrote that Underdogs delivers an adrenaline-fueled experience that rivals anything else in VR, and after playing it I have to agree. At its core, Underdogs is an arena combat brawler where players step into hulking metal machinery designed for destruction and engage in fierce battles. But the challenges don't stop there. This game offers a roguelike experience blending on the mechanics of an RPG with randomized gameplay. With over 100 items and power-ups at your disposal, strategy is key. You'll need to employ hackers, engage with saboteurs, and negotiate with gang leaders, all while climbing your way to victory in order to survive. New Bracca, the cityscape where the game unfolds, operates amidst chaos, testing survival instincts to the extreme. Yet, in this harsh post-apocalyptic landscape, you're not alone. Your ally and brother King stands by you at all times, compromising enemy systems, offering snide commentary, and amping up the thrill of your battles against lethal bots in front of roaring, bloodthirsty crowds. As for the aesthetics of Underdogs, the game unfolds in a narrative style which I very much enjoyed. The story in Underdogs is told by using comic book-like storyboards that showcase the game's fantastic art style, and the outstanding musical score and decent voice acting in certain parts also help to deeply immerse players into the game's gritty and futuristic dystopian world. The overall gameplay aspect of Underdogs is one that sees players moving through the ranks in a series of arena battles where they face off against an assortment of varying mechanized opponents before eventually taking on the arena's boss. Each fight begins by calibrating your mech's huge set of mechanical arms, which Pete mentions in his review. These mirror your own movements, and to say that this is satisfying is an understatement. After the calibration is done, it's time to enter the arena and fight for your life using your brute strength as well as tactics and even some cool environmental dangers, which quite frankly made this feel like an episode of the popular television show BattleBots, just with huge mechs. The arena combatants come in the form of a decent mixture of enemy types, including mechanized bugs, bomb bots, and junk dogs, which ensure a frenzied and exhilarating series of battles that all lead up to a sometimes frustrating but always satisfying boss fight. The movement system in the game, as I mentioned earlier, is what took a bit of getting used to for me. Underdogs utilizes a gorilla tag style locomotion mechanic, which has players using arm swinging motions to move their mech. This felt a bit odd at first, considering I was driving a multi-ton robot, but after a few matches I found that it became second nature and also really played well with the smashing, grabbing, and throwing combat mechanics of this gorilla-style metal monster that I was now skillfully driving. One area that Pete describes very well in our article is how the physics-based combat requires you to put some heft behind your swings in order to deal optimum damage. He states, "While brute force can help, an innate feeling of the game's physics is what will really send the scrap flying. Thanks to consistent, fluent controls, launching skull-crushing haymakers before deftly sidestepping potential arm-rending attacks will quickly become second nature, evoking a flow-state dance of metal-on-metal violence that is thrillingly engaging." And I couldn't agree more on this. Taking a wide swing and landing that perfect shot is for sure an exhilarating feeling. And quite frankly, it makes you feel like a total badass. Now, Underdogs isn't all about fighting though, and in between battles, players do get presented with a range of options in order to help them prepare for the next fight. In these sections of the game, you're offered random sequences of activities that range from buying new parts for your mech to making repairs or hiring hackers to rig elements of the next fight for you in order to gain an advantage, where they'll turn your opponents into minions that will fight to defend you. As Pete wrote in his review, and I completely agree with, Underdogs delivers an outstanding experience from start to finish, and we here at UploadVR only wish there was more to it. That's not to say the game feels incomplete by any means, but with just 2 arenas and the skirmish mode, there is a huge potential for the devs to build more into this title over time. When asked about a potential PvP mode, One Hamsa stated, "If the game does well enough, we'll definitely be looking into it." So there is still hope that we could see some 1v1 mech battles in these arenas at a future date. After playing Underdogs, I definitely want more and can't wait to see where One Hamsa takes this game going forward. From the great art style and sound engineering to the gritty and fast-paced arena battles, coupled with the compelling backstory, this one is for sure to please, and I cannot recommend Underdogs enough. Thanks for watching, and if you would like to read more about Underdogs, be sure to check out Pete Austin's review covering the game on UploadVR.com, and as always, please consider becoming a member to support our work directly.